Hello everybody, welcome back to another installment of Super Star Wars, or Let's Play Super Star Wars, or whatever you want to... Yeah, that thing. Climbing up the core of the Death Star, trying to get to the tractor beam core thing. The blue things on the side, the guns, the turrets, whatever you want to call them, they're actually pretty hard to hit. I think that the hit detection on them is a little suspect, to be honest. Mostly this is the platforming section with a few enemies strewn about. Nothing too difficult. If you fall, you're probably gonna fall pretty close to the bottom. I'm fairly good at actually platforming, I think, so this part actually went fairly well. I fell one time, I think, but, not all the way to the bottom, so, oh well. This level's actually pretty easy for what's sort of the last level. It's not actually the last level, there's one more after this, but, and the next part, the last level is pretty difficult, but I didn't really have much of a problem with this level, except for the one time I fell, obviously. And the boss at the end is fairly easy also. But yeah, that platform up there, I'm not sure if it just didn't spawn or if it was actually like not down there yet, because it's got a pattern. It goes up at one point. That's the part where I fell. I think that's the only part where I fell. But when I get back up here, it's pretty close here. But yeah, it does go up fairly far, so I guess it could have just not come down yet. And these things, man, I cannot hit them for some reason. Like I said, I think the hit detection is a little suspect. And I'm surprised I landed on that. That was mostly a blind jump. I mean, I saw it go down, but I wasn't sure if it would go left or not. So, thank God, I actually landed on that. Yes, thank God. Thank God I did something right in a video game. That's worth thanking God for. Video games are serious business. Hey, I actually used the thermal detonator somewhat intelligently there. Even hit a stormtrooper, not just a turret. And this, and then I jump right into the laser. I duck for a little while because I give up on shooting it, and I'm like, nah, I'll try shooting it again. Jump right face first into a laser. Fantastic decision-making skills on my part. Here we go. I think we're right at the end. Pretty close anyways. There's a couple of these guys. This boss, he's not very difficult. I didn't really know what I was doing at first, though, so you're gonna get to enjoy seeing me die here. I paused because I was contemplating splitting it up into another video, but I decided not to. Yeah, this guy's pretty easy. Those orange balls, if they hit a surface, then they split into 4 blue, smaller blue balls. So, yeah, but if you shoot them, then they don't go anywhere. Or they just evaporate. Yes, evaporate. Lasers evaporate, little known fact. If you leave a laser out in the heat, in the sun too long, it just gets smaller and smaller until it vanishes. That's how lasers work. But yeah, I figured out pretty quickly that the best way to beat him is to just stand directly beneath him, honestly. You can shoot anything he shoots at you before he gets to you, and you just can destroy him. I think I got hit like once in this battle. So that's the end of the tractor beam. And now we get to watch the obligatory cutscene here. Both of their lightsabers are white. I have no idea why. But why not? Besides the fact that it doesn't make any sense. They don't actually mention that Obi-Wan dies here, like, at all. They really don't. He just says, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. That's it. And then our heroes escape in the Millennium Falcon. So, I mean, I know most people who play this game are going to be Star Wars fans anyways, and they would know that Obi-Wan died. But I mean, it's not impossible that somebody could have picked up this game without having watched Star Wars. I mean, I actually know some people who have never seen Star Wars. It kind of shocks me, to be honest. But there you are. Good luck, and may the Force be with you. We get another one of those, well, first of all, we get to see a bunch of X-Wings, or Starship, Y-Wings, X-Wings. Words! Words are useful. Why can't I speak today? And, oh my god, it's gonna run into us! Everybody veer out of the way! Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, it's another one of these things. This wasn't too bad, though. I must have been thinking of Empire when I thought of the hard. I don't know why I'm flying around like I'm drunk. I didn't realize there was actually a Z-axis here at first. You can move up and down, and that's pretty much the only way to turn, actually. You can't really turn if you're not in the air. And also the controls here are inverted. I'm mentioning that now because that's going to become important in a moment. But yeah, this part's fairly easy. You just shoot TIE fighters, shoot towers. And yeah, not much to say about this part, except, again, Z-axis took me by surprise, so I'm kind of flying around like I'm drunk here. The TIE fighters actually take... It's not very difficult to actually run into a TIE fighter. I found myself shooting at some and just, like, running straight into them before I could blow them up. For some reason. But still, this went fairly well. So now it's time for the trench run. The reason why I'm moving the reticle around like a nest of hornets got loose in the cockpit is because the controls are suddenly not inverted. And I'm used to controls being inverted for things like this, you know, where down goes up and up goes down. No, that's not the way it is here. The controls are suddenly normal, and that threw me off majorly, which is why well, it's not the only reason why I die horribly here, but it's one of the reasons. So yeah, thanks a lot for that, Super Star Wars. It was very nice of you to just suddenly change the control scheme on me. I figured out, I had to play this a few times actually, but I figured out that what you actually want to shoot are the orange balls. That the TIE fighters themselves are never going to actually hurt you. They're basically just there to confuse you and divert your attention. You want to shoot the orange balls that shoot at you. I don't know why TIE fighters shoot orange balls, but sure. But I like the trench run. It's arcadey, just like the rest of the game. It's pretty arcadey. It's difficult, but doable. And then Darth Vader's TIE Fighter shows up and just shoots a few shots at you. He's pretty easy, though. He's not really much of a boss. And then this part. Okay, here, once the counter gets down to 0, the counter above my little targeting thing there, you have to shoot proton torpedoes. And if you don't do it, you get sent back to fight 20 TIE Fighters and 20 towers again and then do the trench run again before you get it right. The game doesn't tell you what button to hit, though, and it's not intuitive. It's the R button. The R button shoots the proton torpedoes. You don't use the R button anywhere else in the game. So I actually didn't even realize what button did. I was just, like, mashing buttons. I had to play that part 3 times, I think. I had to do the trench run 3 times in order to get that part right. And yeah, it was just kind of a pain, to be honest. But, you know, whatever. Thanks again, Super Star Wars, for not telling me that. And now we get the ending scenes with the medals given out and everything. Yay! We beat this incredibly difficult game. Yeah, you know, I feel like maybe I sort of made the game look easy, and I'm not saying that like an arrogant way, like, oh man, I'm so good, just made this game look so easy. No, I mean, like, I edited out my deaths. I used save states at the beginning of the level, which I think was that was a fairly fair. That's a great word combination there, Quantum Boo. Thanks for your oratory skills. The thing about this game, one of the things that makes it so difficult, I mean, besides the gameplay, the Empire might strike back, wink wink, nudge nudge. Anyways, one of the things that makes the game so difficult is that there's no save system. At all. Well, first of all, if you lose 1 life, you have to start with no gun upgrades, which is already a pain. But secondly, if you lose all your lives, that's it. You start the game over. Like, this game does not show any mercy. The game itself is already hard enough without having to make the difficulty even harder by making it so that there's no passwords, there's no save system. If you turn off the game, you have to start over. If you lose the game, if you lose all your lives, you have to start over. No checkpoints or no continues, nothing. This game does not mess around. It is really, really hard. But, I mean, that was the difference between making this a 6-part series and a 50-part series. You know, a 6-part series where I show off the best aspects of the game, or a 50-part series where I show off the best aspects of me screaming angrily into a microphone. So I think it was worth. I think it was definitely worth it to make the game a little bit more fair, because this game is already hard enough as it is without making you restart the damn game every time you die, or every time you lose all your lives. Anyways, that's it for the series. Thanks for sticking around. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. Basically, got 3 games I'm trying to choose between. Toad's World, Super Mario World ROM hack, the original Legend of Zelda, one of my favorites, of course. I'm a huge Zelda fan, and Super Metroid, which I would actually be doing blind because I've played every Metroid game except for Super Metroid, which is kind of a shame. I've always wanted to play it, but if I did Toad's World or Super Metroid, I'd be doing it blind, and therefore I'd be doing it live commentary because, well, because then I'd actually have genuine reactions. If I did Legend of Zelda, I'd probably still be doing it live commentary because, you know, I know that game really well. It's not ludicrously difficult like this game was, so... Man, I cannot speak today. I'm just stumbling all over the place. Oh well. But yeah, I think this went fairly well. I'm surprised this Let's Play went as well as it did, as far as gameplay goes. I feel like I actually, you know, did a pretty good job of playing the game. Don't know how good my commentary skills are. I guess it's up for you to decide. But this was fun. I'm glad I did this. So, anyways, I will see you in the next game. Thanks for watching, everybody.